I'd like to introduce you Dr. Sattha Riyapan. He's an emergency physician in the Department of Emergency Medicine, Faculty of Medicine, Siriraj Hospital in Thailand. He's the director of Siriraj EMS Center, the EMS unit based in Siriraj Hospital in Bangkok. And he's also a vice chairman of the education committee in the Asian Association for EMS. His research interests lie in the pre-hospital care, in particular out-of-hospital cardiac arrest. He is currently developing an area-based research model in Bangkok Noi district that he hopes will become a model for OCA system of care in urban areas. The model consists of a community CPR project that focused on motorcycle, taxi, and public AED availability and includes plans to distribute AEDs in the largest chain of supermarkets in Thailand. He's also the part of the main committee in Paros and Pathos, Thailand, an effort to encourage a systematic collection of OSCA and trauma data in the country. So today he's going to talk about strategy for high quality basic life support in Bangkok EMS, the current status and future direction. So please welcome Assistant Professor Dr. Sattha Riyapan.
Okay, thank you very much. Dr. Wasin, could you move? I don't know if it's work or not. So, okay, thank you very much. I don't like to make my podium. I don't like to talk in the podium. So moved a little bit outside the podium and would love to talk to you for this kind of project. So I try to link with the last lecture we are from the Professor Brian. So start with the this picture to link with your to link with your lecture, the last lecture, and your last lecture is talking about the trauma framework, and I think everyone know that the out-of-hospital cardiac arrest have the framework, or we call the chain of survival. So it's kind of like a must-have slide when we be talking about the out-of-hospital cardiac arrest. So okay, a little bit delay. Okay, okay, can kind of move. Okay, so we have this chain of survival. I think everyone know that. I think, but I like to show you that okay, all the links is not equal. And sorry for the in-hospital link, guys. You is less important more than the out-of-hospital factor. So I think this is all the data that we have right now. So that's why today we're gonna focus on mostly on the basic life support and how we how we improve that later on around the 4 year during the COVID time. And what is the next plan in the next 5 years together? We're gonna talk about both bystander and the EMS team. So okay, before we start, so I try to focus more about the system in the Bangkok first. In the back, this is the demographic of Bangkok EMS, and this one is I try to focus on in my area we call the Bangkok Noi. Noi is means small in Thai, and it's quite small area. It's around 11 square kilometer. We have around 100,000 people around here that are registered people. And we have a lot of people they just living in dormitory like you guys, but we didn't count. And actually how Bangkok Noi live. It's not all the time it live right here. So we call this area, we call the mixed area. We have we call the old town. We have to live in like a slum and difficult to access by ambulance. We have to park ambulance and just walk, run. And we also have the area we call the new town. We have the nice condominium, high risings, and so how we approach it differently. I'm going to tell you later. So the reason I start the data around 2019 because we just start a Siriraj EMS Center around 2018, and we try to getting the data on how we improve the system. And the problem that we found the most common case that we have is cardiac arrest, because we are the advanced ambulance. For the basic case, we have the volunteer-based ambulance taking care of. So when the dispatch receive the severe case, 5 of them is 1/5 of them is cardiac arrest patient, around 20%. So we think a lot of, and we have that data. We start with we try to getting the data, and we have to benchmark it our friends. So we are on green, which is lowest at that time. So we have the problem that we have the low outcome because it's very difficult to access to the patient. And we also have that our bystander, actually they have some opportunity that, because most of them is arrest at home, and most of them is arrest and have to witness by their family, but it's just 70% of them just have the bystander CPR at that time. So we have a lot of area to improve. And for the bright side, when I go out with the team, we usually have the picture like this, that when our team try to reach out the patient, resuscitate the patient, have some guy we call the orange vest like this, motorcycle taxi, look around. They like to help. They like to be volunteer, come to help us. And sometimes they don't like to help us, but there's around, there's in our visual field. So I try to find that how many of them in our area. I try to search that, and actually the motorcycle taxi in Bangkok right now, they have to register. They have to register, so we know the number. We in just Bangkok North district, we have 2,000 of them, and they have around more than 100 spots in this district. But that's because we are very difficult to access. So that's why how they live with motorcycle taxi. Even me right now, actually, I use that every day without helmet. I use it every day. So this is how we live. So that's I think it should be a thing that we can working on. So that we try to outreach the community leader, and that time, that year, I think it's last time we have the general election. So I working as like a politician to approach them. Look like this is in the picture. And it's actually this year, next month, we also gonna have general election as well. So it's quite a long time for the last time. This picture is like quite old. And from the first move that we have, we gathering the community leader come to have the first course to let them know how this is how we train the CPR. And they're going to be like our ambassador to come to the community to tell everyone how the community CPR working on. And that is the funny story is that course is like an oldest participant ever for me. So the average age is around 70. And one guy tried to do practice the CPR, and he started difficult breathing, and he picked up the nebulizer to nebulize them, and okay, stop guys, please sir, don't just relax. don't doing the hard work. It's just know what's going on, and go back to tell your community. That's fine for me. And actually we don't have the real case at that time, lucky me. So but in that guy who's difficult breathing, he's the one who like engaged more to getting the people. So at that time we try to have the course. How we approach is we basically we do the public community CPR to go to the community to conduct the we call the community CPR training. And actually we try to gather focus on the motorcycle taxi, but actually in the real life it's not difficult like this. We have this like a many courses in just 1 year, but it's just around 10% of the participants is just a motorcycle taxi that we would like to have. That's the main reason, because they don't have a time. They don't have the time that we have a course. That's the time that they have to work for their living. So if they come to learn CPR, they have no food. They have no food. It's very difficult. So if they have, so I get this information when actually I try to get some of them come to talk, what's going on, what is how we improve, how we get the engage more. So they said to me like that. So that's why, okay, we don't have a time. I go to your site. We even bring the mannequin, go to that spot to invite them to do the CPR. Actually, they love to do that. They enjoy to practice some small CPR shot in the motorcycle taxi spot. And however, what we would love to get involved them to be the we call the community first responder, but they don't have a time. Oh no! I don't like to be your community first responder. It's too much for me. Just learning is okay. That is very difficult. That's difficult. It looks like it's gonna work, but it's going to be some gap a lot for the system as well, for how invite the low socio-economic people like this group to involve with us. So this is my lesson learned for this. But actually, for the bright side, we continue have the many we still have like the small group of the motorcycle taxi that very engaged to our program. So right now so what we do when we have the committees our CPR in the public, and the guys, even the just lay person who would love to be our community first responder, they have to test the CPR test, because we talking with the committee leader, with the committee that, hey, because we know that our data, the most majority of cardiac arrest is inside the house. This guy's gonna be come to inside the other person's house. So this is one issue. I mean, even on I know even in US, when you activate the community first responder, go to someone else's house, it's quite a problem. So we talking with the committee, hey, and we collaborate together. Hey, I guarantee their performance. I guarantee the CPR performance for you, and committee should guarantee the safety they are for me. So we work together on that, and so this is how we work. So and right now and that time we have around 150 community first responder, but I think we have the active around 10 motorcycle taxis in our program, and we even try to build the app, a small application, and have the system to activate them. We even go to on the field, activate system, make something, to try to test the system and how we respond. And okay, for the public AD, so we lucky me when we start to work, we have someone try to donate the AD, and when we get the AD, so how we input the AD in the public, we use the data, the area, the community that have the most community first responder to get the AD as a reward. so that's this, but because we hope that they're gonna use that, and this is how we approach from that. We finished the project at around 2019 and 2020. They start to work, and sorry, gonna be some kind of beautiful, but it's not in the real life. You all know that 2020, what we have, COVID. When we have the COVID, everything shut down. So sorry that I have to shut down the project. I don't, because even our EMS system, our EMS team, full protection, go out on the field. But when we activate them, they just surgical mask. It's not fair. It's not fair for them. So we stop to activate. So stop the project. And and we wait for the 2 years and come back again. So, however, for the bright side, even we don't activate them directly when they just heard the siren. they ride the motorcycle along with our ambulance come to help us sometime. So we during the COVID, we have the survey to try to when we gonna have the project come back on the track. We try to have the survey. We from the 150. So we divide the group as the most engaged people, that everything that we done, they join, and some kind of middle engaged group. Sometimes they would like to join, if they don't have the time, they don't like to join. And the last one is they, okay, when I just come to learn CPR, get certification, that's it. I love, and so we have in that group. So what we learn is the group that you have, if you don't maintain, you're gonna lose someone. So you need to continue to do things as your real-time job. And however, for this experience for 2 years, we increased kind of the bicycle CPR in that area, and also, but I don't think it's just from our project, just a lot effect from our project. I think when we open the service, when people access to the ambulance service much more better than before, they also access to you all know that dispatcher assisted CPR. I think that effect might increase some the bicycle CPR as well. So that's why I think this major. They have a lot of the effect. This is some picture that I got and how they respond in the real life, and we publish this in a resuscitation in small part of our project. And this project is got a little bit wider. So we this is one of the case study in Global Resuscitation Alliance. Right now is one of a couple of case study from the lower middle income country. So this I think is but it's not enough. We're still working on that. So so the next approach is how we working with some kind of condominium. It's totally different, but much more easier. Much more easier. Because the how we deal with that is we use the system as a rapid response team in a hospital. Because when you have some guys here maybe start to collapse, when we activate the system in a hospital, they all have the rapid response team. The team come together. The same in a condominium. When we set the system like a rapid response team in a condominium, have the code to activate. When they call them, activate the code. They have the security. The people, the working people around there to work as a rapid response team to block the lift, find the ambulance parking, brings ambulance team to the people room, and some of them go to the people room first to do the CPR, something like that. So we so that it's like we call it that time in the COVID era. We cannot just have the big public CPR training. So this is one else I try to get advantage from that group. So we have small CPR training, which just the working person in a condominium, and teach them how to the code activation, teach them how to do CPR. And again, test the code, like audit the course as well. So we start working small. So right now in the Bangkok Noi, we start around 5 condominium right now, and we have to work. We still just start right now. In Bangkok Noi is as I survey is around 20 condominiums, and this is just now, and we have much more open in next year. So it's a lot of working on this project as well. So come back to the EMS team. For the EMS team, we for the before 2022, we are looking more to focus on how we. So this guy, I just to emphasize how we working on the basic life support in the EMS team. So for the 2022, we have the project called like a CQI project to emphasize. We use a technique called the low dose high frequency training. So so compare with the trend in the ACS course every 2 years, maybe every 3 years in our institution. So we have to ask them to have just 2 or 5 minutes and training come to just practice the CPR and we ask them to some of the advanced provider ask them to practice how to intubate as well. So and we getting the data from the real case and feedback them and get some reward for the best CPR performance. And this is so when we give them the money, everything is improved. so and we also have working on a team meeting review as well from how we improve our approach when we go inside on the scene. What we look so although the data is not like improved significantly, but I from myself from my team we saw this data like after we are continuing doing CQI, our data is just consistently doing a good job. So thank you, Dr. Pimanit, for this. So so we also still collecting a lot of the data from communities, and as I told you, it still have a lot of the gap. So we increase by just a little bit from 20% or to around 40%, but it's not the impact, the outcome. So and as I review and as more experts said, it should be more than 60% the effect of BICEP CPR start to improve some outcomes. So we have a lot of to working on from the AED, from the in-hospital care as well, for the post-acute care. So that's why for just only the basic life support. Oh, sorry. So I have someone to be the host and mute the mic, please. Thank you. Okay, so I would like to state that we from the current situation, we when we gonna input the future direction, we need to identify the gap first. What the gap we have is how we so we cannot scale up the project much more as we can, because we lacking of the trainer, the equipment, and like a manpower, and also we the system that try to link community first responder to work regularly for us is because they ask them just work as a volunteer. That I don't think is it's just good for the first time, but for the maintain for the long run is not good for me. I think we need to have some system to make them continue us doing a good job. So again, for the EMS team, we working on the individual skill and a lot of team management that we think that we have the room for improvement, and the collaboration with the basic life support team, because a lot of the scenario that when we go inside the field, it's not just community first responder and us. We have the basic life support team, like a volunteer team, working with us, but we don't have train them together. Like Dr. Brian said, we need to train them for collaboration. So this is our gap that we need. So I identify them to be the 3M and 3M that we're gonna focus on the next 5 years. So that for the first one, we thinking about it, increase the resource from the CPR training. So what we working on that is because we need to maintain the community first responder who already engaged. How we working on that is we invite them to be the CPR trainer because they already love to join us. So we like improve their performance a little bit to, hey, if you're gonna do CPR well, you have to teach other people. So that's why we invite them to come to train to be the trainer as the layperson trainer for the CPR. And right now, actually, we have the group of our community first responder to be our CPR trainer as well. Oops. Sorry. Okay, that's okay. Thank you. Yeah, okay. And okay. However, it is just to maintain the small group that we think that it's very difficult to scale up the project. So I think that the group of the new group that we gonna go the next 5 years is a schools for the student, because we have the student around in the community, and I think they're active to learn. And I think they're gonna be our ambassador when they learn CPR and come back to teach their family to do CPR as well. So this is our goal, not just the train CPR in school, but they have to be the trainer to go back to their family. This is our goal. So we called up this project quite a key was called a school CPR, and it's not school Siriraj Academy Cool CPR project. So we're looking for that in the next 5 years. And it's going to be the big one from Dr. Nitipon. So, and another one is because we lacking of the mannequin. So that's why we try to have some one prototypes to make up the cheap, not actually we call the affordable, effective and affordable mannequin. Like we call this a Shewin mannequin. So we call this a Shewin project. So right now it's just the project is on like a build a prototype. After we finish the prototype project, we're gonna continue mass scale up, and it's gonna scale up all over the country. And so I think we're gonna change how we train the CPR as well a little bit in Thailand. So. And next one, we thinking how we link. So after we have the people know about the CPR, know about the EMS system, how they activate system, and how they link the other person to be the community first responder. So it's one project that we're working on. We call the Siren project, and we're working on how we utilize the application. The approach we don't. So the approach that we use, we don't build new application. So because right now we have a ton of application that people don't use. So our approach is build small application inside super app. And the super app that we have is a live application that I think is the majority of people who have smartphone had the live application. That's why we using this approach more than the build the new one, and no one use that. So looking forward on that too. And lastly, we working on the build up the collaboration between the BOS team and our team, that we starting from the dispatcher assist the CPR workshop. I tried to find the picture that I got the one from when we practice our residents. So and the next one we of course we gonna when we talking about the collaboration with the basic team, we thinking out of our high performance CPR workshop training. So I think the same as the trauma collaboration team training. So we have to collaborate with the even the basic life support team. How we when we come together, who gonna do so we start have our own high performance CPR workshop in the February. and I think the workshop is working well, and we're gonna expand up that later. And we start have the structure team resuscitation review in our team, and actually after we start in 2023, so we have a lot of change and have a next have a good direction to we want to go. So the outcome actually just for 3 months, we quite improve a lot from the last time. So you see the witness arrest who get caught shock arboretum, we have the server to discharge 50%. So this is like the highest that we have before. So I think I think I like to congratulate our team for this to have, and even the overall survival to discharge for cardiac arrest, we achieve more than 10%, which is overall is just 2% for a long time. So this is a lot of improve that we is like a proof our hard work. So I think we need to continue them a lot. So and how to, and it is not just for the next 5 years is that we working on. It's not just working on just a Bangkok Noi. We plan to scale up the project to just for the Bangkok or the whole country. So it's this symposium is one move that we would like to share. That's why I like to share my experience on the project and have to someone get some inspiration to go back to your area. And the next project that we're gonna do is could you please set the date for the 18 and 19 December this year? We're gonna have the first Thai Resuscitation Academy workshop, Prof. Marcus Ong, and I gotta invite both of you too. It's okay. We gotta be, and so we gotta have a lot of people from around the world come together in Thailand, and we just share knowledge together how to improve the system. It's not for the especially in category system. So we're looking forward for that. This is how we scale up the one of the ways how we scale up the project. And the last thing that I like to show you is everything that we done is same as our EMS motto, that it takes a system to save a life. And I would love to share our project, because I know all of you right now going to be the one who improve the system. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Sattha. It seems that your works are very interesting because we have a lot of questions from online. So
that's maybe a lot of frustration.
No. For the first question is that do you have a standard curriculum on training module to train the layperson to become a good bystander? Like how long, or the method or standard training program for a layperson?
That is a good question. So we for the layperson, we try to developing the standard, the curriculum. The one thing that we face is you don't try to make the course too long. So for me, it's not more than 2 hours. Just 2 hours is, I think it's too long. I try to squeeze in just 1 hour is enough. You're gonna make something like that is better, but we're working on that. But right now what we're working on is just around 2 hours training, because if you spend time more than that, it's quite difficult for just layperson to follow the curriculum. Yep.
Okay, so the second question comes from Indonesia. Very interesting one. So Ms. Supardi Rastam asked that in Indonesia, it's an archipelagic, which means there are lots of small islands. So what do you suggest about like considering the development of volunteer like motorcycle taxi in Indonesia? Like how do you apply that? She also says more that here. So yeah, she has a lot of like dozen of small islands, which are very difficult to reach, and it takes a long time to get there to those islands. So how do you apply your like project? What do you recommend?
Interesting question. That interesting question means difficult to answer. So, I think the Prof. Ryan and Prof. Shin prepare your answer as well. So my answer first, I think is so I think so you have to apply to your local. That's I think it's one of that we learn from I joined the Asian EMS that we call the localized system. So use a global example like this when we learn what we learn from the motorcycle taxis is a project is how we use the local. I think you have to feel the community, talking with the community and how they live first. So that that we learn from the motorcycle taxi is because this is how we live in our area. We live with motorcycle taxi. So I think you have to how you survive in small islands. so you may have some worker working on a transport transport something. So that guy might be the key person. So I think you have to adapt in each community is different. What do you think, both of you?
So actually, I'm living in the metropolis. Brian usually living in the island. Tell me.
Well, I think, the example I gave before was, right, what resources do you have there? And I think focusing on what you can get done. If it's going to take 2 hours for somebody to get there, then you own that issue. Do you have a defibrillator? Do you have a team that can respond? And that you may only be able to provide BLS care, but focus on that. Don't try to do everything. But if you, there's many different answers, but I think at the community level, what can you consistently provide? And, look at examples, whether it's motorbike driver or somebody that's going to be available during the day. I think in some communities, the challenge is during the daytime, people are working. So, who's around during the daytime, who's around at nighttime? Can you get the community engaged? Do you have a defibrillator, to provide that basic level care? And, keep it simple.
Yeah. Thank you.
Okay, another question from Dr. Ying. How do you obtain data about the SIMS CQI data? Do the EMS team use the CPR feedback device for every OSCA cases?
Yes. This easy question to answer. Yes, we use the feedback. We use the feedback. Because what I try to emphasize more to, because when you use the feedback and you get the data to feedback the team and make them love to use that feedback device, because I think some of the issue in our country is quite expensive device for our countries, but our team love to use that because they know when they use that, they're gonna get the data, feedback them how they and improve their performance later. Yeah.
Any question from the on-site audience?
The question. So actually, I one time experienced about the motorbike from the park, Acara to the Chatutok market. Yeah, no. Chatuchak market. It takes very, very crowded areas. So I called that motorbike. The motorbike driver, very, very brave. He only driving the opposite side, not the left side, right side. So very fast. But a very interesting example, how can we use the resource who can save lives in the community. But the Bangkok noise, there are many hotspots for taking the motorbike. So any more special program to provide some for the people can recognize them as one of the safeguard in the community, give us some like some license, no license, a kind of certificate which can recognize the people. So like usually it's a fast transportation system, but also fast saving system. It's a kind of a nickname to be used for the people. It can make it better for people to can recognize. So any special program for giving some kind of credential or some certificate for them for enrolled in the new program.
So actually the people who gonna be the community first responder, that the step that I show you, they have to pass attend the public CPR training, and they have to come to test, and when they pass the test, we have the certification, and also they have the badge, the badge to input to their waste. So the first other person know this is the team in our system. But we still working on that, because right now, as you see, we gather the community first responder come sit together talking about the problem, because sometimes when they go out the field to help other team, not from the Siriraj, they don't know this is our community first responder. So they have to ask me to try to put some symbolic that everyone know this is our community first responder, certified community first responder to come to help you. Because they quite have the problem as well. So we working on that. So right now we come with like some hat, the cap. Maybe you wanna see it later. Yeah. So I come back to the question for Dr. Ng. So he asked me actually how we feedback the high performance CPR, which is choreography. So what we done is we use so what we done is because we use Dr. Shin gonna talking about that, we use the body worn camera for our telemedicine system, and they record how we working on the scene. So so that video we using for the review how we performance the high performance CPR, and one metric that we use is a chest compression fraction. So right now in the past we just 80% is okay. Right now we go up a little bit for the compression fraction to 90%, and after we training high performance CPR, they all achieve that. Yep. Okay. Next question. A lot of questions from Dr. Ali.
Okay, so we have a question from Dr. Ali Heda. So as an EMS medical director, how would you organize the hospital-based emergency ambulance services and public safety agency or fire-based emergency ambulance service in order for them to work synchronized to your EMS system?
Yes. Actually, we in our system we don't have the fire department-based EMS. We have the hospital-based, which is own. We own that. But however, we have the volunteer EMS. So we still have that problem. Dr. Ari have a good question. We working on that. As I said, we need to correct how we our approach is. We need to for our core competency, which is the medical knowledge. How we approach, we're gonna approach them with the medical knowledge that we have. We have a course, a training course. They come to train at, and we still have the collaborate them with some kind of medical knowledge with that first. And after that, we're gonna when we know each other, when we come back with a meeting, we can talk easier more than we don't know each other. That is our approach.
Okay, so any question from the audience? Okay, no. So that's about time. Thank you very much, Dr. Sattha.
Thank you very much.
From now we're gonna have a short break, and we'll come back at 2:45. Okay, now you can have a break. We also have a break outside of the room, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Everyone can have snack outside of the room.
Please.
And please come back.
We have the
2:45. Yeah.
free snack for you.